So, Matt,
Hey, how's it going?
Sweet. You guys wanna? I know there's been some discussions and some back and forth. Matt, you said you made some updates that you're ready to roll out, but you haven't fully tested. So at least Mike could start cracking at them, or
Yeah. Last we had talked, Mike. I said that I would verify that the binary compatibility across platforms was achieved. As far as I
okay.
can tell, it is. I haven't done, I would say, extensive testing to verify that yet, but it looks like it's good. So um, it's either going to require pushing and letting other people test it, or just doing some more testing on my side before it's pushed out.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have the test. If the Java client wallet that I wrote works, then I mean, I think that was like that's a good test method. Um. So cool. When you think you're gonna push that stuff out so I can look at it?
Um, well, I guess it's just a question of how extensive you guys want me to test it before I share.
I mean, I guess you can. I guess you can push it out when you're comfortable or when you feel like you tested it, or you can let me try it out. How comfortable you feel with the code. I mean, I guess you say you gotta test it, but just push it out whenever you're ready. I guess like make you some time.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, what I did was I got transactions all the way through from my Java GUI wallet through to a node and back. And
Mm-hmm.
I ran the Java GUI wallet um, through a Linux instance on a VM on my Mac,
Yeah.
but I don't have Windows, so
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing. VM to Linux, and then I mean, but yeah. So I mean, yeah. Well, whenever you're ready, just push it out, and I'll see if it works on my side.
yeah, why don't you just push it out then, Matt? That's something that should be pretty easy to do, right? On the GitHub side.
Yeah.
pu- pushing is easy.
So I'm still on my side. I'm still having issues with like the JavaScript and basically like the gRPC JavaScript dependencies. I'm having like some issues with that, and so
Using gRPC web.
I tried. I tried the gRPC one from the actual website. Their thing. I
No, there's
tried.
a project called gRPC web.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying that right now, but you have to like so the gRPC web thing uses like a Go server, right? Like in a TypeScript client, something like that. So I'm like I got that. I'm testing. I'm trying to work with that right now. Um, but I'm trying to get it to work without having to with our current framework, I guess.
Well, I had a discussion with Charles earlier, and you know, to summarize the discussion, the question was put: should we, in addition to gRPC, turn on a HTTP one JSON
Yeah,
endpoint for
we
nodes?
talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I mean, like last week, didn't we? And you said that
Yeah,
was
and like
an
I said,
idea.
I think it's going backwards. But um, you know, the reality is everybody pretty much knows how to do JSON over HTTP one,
Yeah.
and very few people are up to speed on HTTP two at this point. So anyway, I just put the question to him as to whether or not that's something we wanted to support. It's not going to be as scalable or as cool or any of the other reasons why we chose gRPC in the first place, but do we want it there just for purposes of supporting the widest range of clients and people?
I mean, I kind of think that we should have at least basically like some sort of support, like, because what I was seeing is that, like, this is what I was thinking we would do. So you have a web service, right? You have your JRPC, you do your JRPC stuff, you get that data, and then, like simple Java web service where you would basically, you could request that data, it would do the gRPC call, and then send it out. Now, I know that's kind of redundant, but like you said, it would make it easier for other people to make APIs and stuff like that.
I mean, you can also just have like when you initialize a node, you can just pass a flag where you want to run the HTTP server, HTTP API. So like it can be optional, and each node can just independently run it if they want to.
Yeah. Now the gRPC community, they've got another project that is sort of incubated up in there called gRPC Gateway.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is it actually creates a reverse proxy to essentially give you a HTTP 1 JSON API on top of gRPC, and it's all automated by the compiler.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, that would make my life hella easier. And if I got JSON, this could probably be done within a night. Like if I could push the time it would take to make a web service, that would be one thing. But like once I get the web service up, which I'm pretty experienced with doing that in Java, like all it is JSON parsing at that point. So I mean, it's up to y'all. I think, especially in the time frame, it would make my life a lot easier to do it that way, rather than fighting with these dependencies and trying to get this stuff to work together, and it's just not. So.
Sorry. Hey, Matt, you cool with that?
Well, I mean, if that's what the consensus is, then sure, I'm cool with the consensus. I would say that, I'd prefer to limit it to a client-side API as opposed to a node-to-node API.
Yeah.
In other words, let the nodes talk gRPC to each other so that they scale well, because that's where the real, heavy-duty communication is going. I mean, wallets and other clients are just, sending, a few transactions and blah, blah, blah. They're not doing a lot of traffic.
Okay, so you would want to post up like basically a middle ground that talks to the node and then relays the data to the client?
No, we'd have the node have the API, but the API would only be used by clients, not other nodes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And I mean, because I'm pretty sure you already have all that that set up already for the node conversations.
Yeah, they already automatically work over gRPC.
Yeah. So, I can make a couple of, especially for the data I need. I can make like a impl or something and just kind of set up a web service and have an endpoint. I'll figure that out. I'm probably not gonna be home this weekend. I'm not gonna be home most of the weekend, so I'll probably do that Monday. But I think if I could do that, it'd probably make this website stuff go by a little quicker. And honestly, like That's the only. I mean, that's one of the only the barriers to finishing this stuff.
Okay.
Cool, Matt. So that's something you can get between pushing the one thing and getting that added in. Can we get that squared away, say, like, today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I need to look and just understand all the implications. Because I mean, your typical way of doing this in Java, you're usually in like a J2EE container that does a lot of the work for you. If you're doing your typical web service approach, which is not the case right now. So I just need to see, what a embedded sort of, scenario looks like. I think there's a couple of projects out there that let you just quickly stand up something like this. So I just have to look at those.
Okay.
So quick question. I know I haven't been privy to previous conversations between you and Mike. What alongs are we talking about? We're talking architecture here as far as the different format we're going to use for future APIs being added to the token blockchain, or are we just talking the platform in general?
No. So basically, this API is for. So basically, right now the gRPC talks HTTP 2. There's different issues with like the clients using HTTP 2. I've seen some issues where some say like they're not even ready to handle that shit yet. But basically, it's basically a way to send the data from the gRPC server easily to a web app, because web developers are very experienced with JSON. That's pretty much it.
Okay, gotcha. Basically, it's faster.
Yeah, I think it would make like other developers be able to adopt the API easier.
Yeah, so if we're saying faster, we're talking about faster in terms of developer understanding, not in terms of performance of the code.
No, I get
that. Yeah, it's an implementation speed, not code, not project, not like computational speed.
Yeah, it's the way to look at it, Victor, is maybe, what Matt implemented is the latest and greatest and the most cutting edge stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And Mike is getting up to speed on that, but Mike isn't as up to speed on that particular subsegment of what that is. And what we're talking about is implementing that for more client side things, because there's like the tried and true method that has 10 million examples of how to do it, and then there's kind of the cutting bleeding edge that people are still developing for, and people are still literally learning because it hasn't really hit adoption. So we're talking about supplementing, not at the what Matt was saying was at the node level. We don't want that level of kind of like, we still want to keep the nodes talking to each other because that's where the scale thing is. What we're talking about is like interfaces outside in, like maybe at the wallet level or another app level, where normal people or people who aren't as who don't have the higher level of sophistication beyond the bleeding edge, that they can just get some stuff and paste it in there and do something that's tried and true with over 10 years of history on it, blah 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 blah.
So it sounds like basically we already future-proof the token blockchain, but now we're bringing it down to a level where the casual or the as you pointed out, the less than cutting edge technology people that are trying to build on the token blockchain can still build on it, even at the lower level, basically, right?
Yeah, for certain types of applications that don't in the short term or medium term need all that future proofing.
Yeah, that, and I don't think that the Java projects that support JRPC, I think they're still work in progress.
Well, this goes back to it's got to get figured out versus that's
exactly. So that's what I mean is there's not really the kind of support that we need to take like a large scale project, like for the like at least for the JS version. Like the Java stuff works really well. I can admit that from my experience. But like when I looked at the examples for the JavaScript version, there was like two scripts, like a client and server script, and they showed you how to do it, and it was cool and all, and it worked for that. But when I tried to do like projects with it, like I was having issues, and like when I was reading about stuff, they're like, well, we use a Go server, and then basically we use like a TypeScript client to grab the stuff, which compiles to JavaScript, and it's all convoluted, and like it seems like it's a lot of its workaround. Like even the gRPC web thing, they suggested the same thing we're doing, is like make a HTTP1 endpoint to work around the issue. So I think that, you know, the option will still be on the table in the future, but I think there's more work that needs to be done before like it's really trustable. I guess from not saying that gRPC is not trustable, but the JavaScript support, like I don't know, like it maybe it's just me, but it's kind of being a little annoying. So.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good, hopefully, summary of the situation, Victor.
No, I get it. It's straightforward. I appreciate the breakdown.
Cool. Okay, so the second takeaway. So first, and just to be clear, Matt, the code you're pushing up, this is a separate issue from the code push-up that we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah, basically the signature of transactions was being sent as a byte array, and it looks like that byte array was getting mangled on different platforms because of the change in endianness. And so what has happened is that instead of transferring raw bytes, what we're doing is we're encoding those bytes into a string so that every platform sees the string the same, and then of course decoding the string back into binary on the nodes themselves.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we saw that originally when Mike and I were testing it, that, you know, we would generate the binary array and then we'd watch it go over the wire and see it change.
Yeah, it was different when it got to the other end. So
my testing shows that once it's encoded in a string, the string, you know, successfully makes the round trips and then is able to be decoded.
Cool. That sounds good.
Sweet. And then is there, outside of those two issues, are there any other blockchain to wallet issues that we need to work out on the Token Love side?
I mean, I still need to, so I'm pretty sure this thing works. The transaction thing, once that goes through, like, we need to test it a bit, but that's it. Like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be up. I mean, I might have some glitches on transactions that I can't guarantee is going to work right away because we haven't tested it. But
and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of testing is going through it, but we want to get to the point where we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of that, we also have a group of testers we're going to pull into the fold to take care of some of the itty bitty
Okay.
stuff. So.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So we should be like, if we can get around this stuff and get the page up, we should be ready for testing as soon as I can grab the actual data and use it.
So on the testing part, Victor, can we give the testers like a checklist so they can do some compliance checks?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was planning, Terrence. So basically, just have them go through normal processes of using the wallet. You know, like load blah blah blah, or now perform transaction here, and just simple stuff. So by the time we roll it out to different platforms, we have an idea of what the issues they're running into, and kind of fix it over the back end.
In addition, if they could go down to like the the Apple and the Google Store checklist for some of the functions. And that way we can check off the box.
What do you mean by storage checklist? Please clarify.
So there's like certain things that they look through the app and make sure that it's in compliance.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean by user acceptance testing. That's basically user acceptance testing.
Okay.
You basically tell them, okay, this is what you need to do, just do it. And if there's any issues, take note of it and write it down.
Right.
Yeah. So guys, I unfortunately have to hop off early, but as we look forward to testing, there's two things that I would suggest are important to take a look at on the client/wallet side. Making sure that synchronization of the UTXOs works out, right? Because, essentially when you send a transaction to a node and a UTXO is created and stored on the node, the wallet needs to store that. And if it doesn't keep that up, it's obviously going to have the wrong balance. And so it's important that the wallets are able to, ask the nodes for a particular client's UTXOs and be able to compare that with its own and synchronize as appropriate. So that's one potential place where, you can get out of whack, where the wallet thinks it's one way and the node thinks it's another. The other thing is that as nodes come and go from the overall network, there's the whole consensus issue of synchronizing who has the one true blockchain. And so as that happens in increasingly complex blockchains and numbers of nodes, we may see, bugs or scenarios that haven't been fully thought through.
Well, that's part of testing. So, you just got to go get it out there and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I just, obviously we couldn't have tested having, 5-10 nodes constantly connecting and disconnecting and having, separate transactions and then coming back together and everything. So that's just, again, stuff to look for. I just thought I'd throw that out there so that's on people's list and radar since I've got to leave early today.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And if you want to hop back in, if you can hop back in on the phone while you're driving, I know you got to drive, that'd be great. Or I'll sync up with you after and I'll give you a quick download.
Any other questions or anything from me before I hop off?
Yeah, quick question. Speaking of the nodes, you mentioned like 5. Do we currently have 5 nodes?
That's the next thing, Victor. I was gonna hold off until Matt and Mike got their things squared away, but we have that mining build that we got ready, and I wanted to talk about rolling that out. Maybe between the people here and maybe other members of the DU and everything. Literally, the node will work on a Raspberry Pi, so that's what, a $25 piece of hardware that you can plug in as long as you have an internet connection. And $25, you'll be able to do it, and we'll start mining tokens. And it'll initially be like the consensus algorithm and the token generation algorithm will still be kind of preliminary because we want to kind of test and build before we, write some white paper and generate tokens and then have to fork, like how some of these other projects have had to do.
Yeah. Especially
So
saying cash lately. No, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the upfront investment won't be much. I mean, we're talking, what, a $25 Raspberry Pi,
They're $35.
Oh, sorry, $35 Raspberry Pi and then a power supply. And as long as you have an internet connection, just plug it in and forget about it.
Yeah.
That extra $10 is a deal breaker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool that we'll have, a test net up and then people will be able to send stuff back and forth. And I think that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Cool.
Cool.
All right, so I guess to finalize, we got all the wallets working now.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop. Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
Yeah,
no problem. Matt.
So we got all the wallets working now, and we have the user interface, right? The front end. Did we finalize that or not, Charles? Because I know
I think well that's the update. So Drone and Mike on the front end side, have you guys had a chance to give an update on your end in terms of where we are on the wallet front?
Yeah, so I'm literally just got done doing a pull request, finishing up most of the Ether functionality on the My Ether wallet. I'm running the build right now. So in like 5 minutes, you'll be able to look at it.
Okay.
Other than that, I think we're still waiting on the CSS. So, I'm taking out bugs, refactoring, just cleaning up in the meantime.
Okay, and Justin, I just got you that detail, so hopefully you'll get that CSS.
Yeah.
On your end.
Top priority. We'll try to get it today, actually, and he has seen the future revisions that we're gonna want. He's just on vacation. I'm gonna be in touch with him Sunday. He gets back on Sunday.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
I think at this point we don't need to worry too much on the future side. Let's get like the first version out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, so that should take care of Jerome tomorrow. At least he has something to start working with. And I guess Mike, you finished your front end piece. I know you were having yours is still like, it's not like a visually user friendly open. It's more it's more for a developer from my.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I never like. I mean, I've been working on some stuff to make it more user friendly, but yeah, I kind of been dealing with the whole back end issues and stuff like that. So I've kind of made some stuff and used some of the suggestions that Charles made to kind of restructure some things, but I haven't pushed it out yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to. I mean, I'm not trying to make it beautiful, but I'm trying to get everything to work the route the kind of the way we're supposed to, and yeah, and I kind of want to talk to Jaron a little bit about routing, so we don't like, because I'm still, so basically, to my understanding, there's going to be a wallet generation page for like where you can create wallets for each one we support, and then an open page where you can like sign into either, I mean, I say sign in, but like provide your key to get into a particular wallet. So
Right.
I guess, how do you want to do that?
Yeah, so basically, like, we're doing the routing. It's the SPA, so using the view loaders. It'll be like bang slash, or not bang, but hashtag slash Neo. And it'll be like log in with your key or create a new key, slash Ether, logging in with your key, create a new key.
Well, I guess what I'm saying, yeah, like I get that.
Or we can make it one page and just make it a drop down and.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, does it go to a different lander, or like, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, if we can make it one page, and we can put the transitions and whatnot in there, and then depending on what you select, it goes to the other. It goes to whatever page.
Okay, so we can do that. That'll work, and then I'll just basically, it'll be a matter of putting the correct links into that lander, and then having it just do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. It sounds like we got a game plan.
Yeah.
How long do we think we need to do this?
I would say a week.
Yeah, I mean, the front end stuff isn't that difficult. I think, provided from my side, like I said, provided I don't know if we. So Matt said he was looking into something on web services. Am I writing these web services, or is Matt writing the web services? What's up with that? Because I guess basically, like, I can do the front end stuff, clean that up a bit, and then basically when that comes out, I can just pull in the JSON. Like, that's easy. Should I mean, so I don't know if maybe like if I have to write web services, I could probably knock that out in a day or two. But he's issued some concerns. I don't think about that. talking about
wait,
how we're going to route the web services, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But I've said that several times.
So wait.
What's going on?
I don't know. He said something about trying to look into how he was going to put up the web services, and it doesn't sound like that's a big deal to me. Like, this is a...
That was more node-to-node communications is what he was
No,
talking
that's already done. That's already done. That already works.
Correct. So he was saying for the new thing, he would do it for outside, basically application to the blockchain. If you imagine there's like the wallet app, the wallet's not going to communicate with the node. Like it kind of will, but it won't. So look at it as like, it's like an on-ramp versus the actual, interstate arteries coming together.
Yeah, I get that. But I guess what I'm saying is that from my standpoint on how to implement it, and I don't know if Jerome thinks similarly, but basically, and he hasn't looked at the code, so I'm kind of on my own here. But basically, like you have all the data that comes from the gRPC side, right? That works. I can make a request, get that data. All I have to do is format it to a JSON format that I agree would be acceptable on my end, and then have a endpoint that takes that request and sends and routes a response back. That doesn't sound like too much work, in my opinion.
It should be fairly straightforward.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, am I supposed to do that, or is he going to do that?
Well, let's see what he pushes out. You know what I mean? Let's see what he pushes out. I think the JSON or the Java part 2 there's a lot of JavaScript modules, so probably you're going to have to do that to talk to it once it talks that language.
Yeah.
Basically copy and paste from there, and we'll go.
Yeah. All right. So I guess if you talk to Matt, and because I know you said you're probably going to talk to Matt after this, and just let me know what the plan is, and then I'll be like I said, I'll probably start cleaning up that front end stuff Monday, and then I'm gonna push that out.
Yeah, I mean you're gone this weekend anyways, so that's not a problem. And do you and Jerome, do you guys want to have that conversation now while we're all here, or on the front end side of things, so we can get that out of the way?
I mean, I figure we kind of already came to agreement on.
We came to a conclusion. We're gonna do a single page and just use some animations and transitions to distinguish between which wallet.
Yeah, and on that, let's not let it go like stretch extremely long. I don't want customers scrolling down. You know what I mean?
No, so like picture
I like Jack's, right?
Yeah, so okay, so picture, it says log in with your wallet, right? And you click it, modal pops up. Okay. The only thing that's there is we can either do a drop down, or we can have like 3 blocks for like Neo ETH token. If you click on Neo, it goes away and then comes up that Neo screen that I already made. If you hit Ether, it goes away, it comes up with that Ether screen. So it's going to replace everything. So it's only focused on one. So it'll all be the same dimensions.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yep,
it's cool. Kind of like what Jack's is, that one type interface.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
Wait, you guys think the UI stuff will be together, say, by this upcoming Friday? So we can, do you think it's better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
actually, I got a light week this week as far as my clients go, so I can devote some extra time.
Yeah, okay. And I think we should link up a little bit, and but I can do my stuff, and then we'll talk maybe like Wednesday.
Yeah, let's get that on the calendar, because last week we talked about getting together on Wednesday, but it just didn't happen. So we're talking the 20th. So evenings are good. I'm actually West Coast time now. I'm in California for a couple weeks.
What part of California?
We should meet up. You're in San Diego, right?
I'm in the OC, but I also have a place in San Diego. So yeah.
Hey, you want to get? I'm actually going to get lunch with Mark Moss one of these days. If you want to join us.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm off of work for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. I'll reach out to you. I was gonna do it sometime in the week or next week or whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm up in Thousand Oaks. My mom lives up here,
Okay.
and what happens is the kids like visiting her because she's like 10 miles north of Malibu in the mountains. So it's like, come on, you know.
Right.
He's like, hey, mom, came to see you.
Yeah, it's paradise out here versus, you know, Chicago. So they're here, you know, it's summer break. You know, we'll chill out here for about a month or so. But yeah, let's do that. But let's do, so yeah. So maybe it'd be, how's 7 Pacific? That's 9 your time, 10 o'clock your time, Jerome. And I think that'll be better for Victor and all of us.
Yeah, that'd be good. Kids would be asleep and whatnot. So yeah, that's good.
That'll work.
Put that on the calendar, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. Nice.
Cool.
Alrighty. And Terrence, I'll look for you. I'll reach out to you and Mark. Maybe we can just do a get together. Maybe we can just do a get together. That might be, because you said, Terrence, last time you said there were a bunch of people in the OC area, right?
Yes, we have like a SoCal, you know, like DU group that's pretty cohesive and strong out here.
Okay. Yeah, let me talk to Mark and we'll all get together. We can grab dinner and just have some fun and have a good time.
Hang on, when are you going to be in Southern California? Because I'm in Northern. I might make the trip.
Yeah, come down.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to work, I mean, yeah, let's take an offline conversation. I mean, I'm here in Southern California till July 9th.
Okay.
So yeah, let's if we do that, let's just do it 2 weeks out then. So if you want to come down, Victor, and if other people want to come down and meet up, we can actually, you know, let people give them notice and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. Alrighty, guys.
Well, actually, one more question though. Since we're talking about rolling out the nodes, is there any type of basic requirements that we'll have ready, or do you need? Since I can't.
There's a video that I will post. I'll post that in our chat if you just want to. Literally, Matt was like walking through, following up, and setting up a node with me. I will post that there. It probably needs to be updated and tested a few times. In that case, I literally just loaded, like I bought like an AWS server and loaded, and we got it up and running. But I'll post it in our chat. And literally, this can run off of a Raspberry Pi. It should be, you guys just saw the beep. It just came there. And literally, like, walks me step through, you know, Matt was walking me step by step to get it up, get it node, get it running, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're talking just like a Raspberry Pi. It's like $35 or $40.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, or I mean, a Raspberry. If you got an old laptop sitting around, you can probably light that up. I mean, Raspberry Pis are not exactly, you know, the most complicated things.
Yeah, I mean, you can even get. I mean, if you're familiar with Linux at all, they have already prepackaged distros that you can just like take an SD card and put them in, and it'll already be loaded and everything. So you could actually, honestly, Charles, I don't know if this is a thing you thought about, but you could actually preload an OS, like an image, with all the scripts you need to like mine and stuff.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna.
We'll probably
and you could even like just be like, look,
have it auto boot, have it in the Etsy, you know, auto file, and just have it run in the background as soon as it starts up.
Yeah, that's the eventual plan. I mean, right now, because we've been trying to get the wallet squared away and get a few things worked out, and this is still a test side because we'll have to go really figure out a consensus mechanism, and other bugs will pop up, you know, on all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is because since we're gonna get more community involvement to do some of the testing or set up the nodes, we should have like the instructions and everything laid out so that it will be more turnkey for them.
No, I totally agree. I mean, the reality is, you know, whenever you're the first one doing technology, it'll be very painful. So you can literally watch the video I sent you.
Have we thought about doing a mobile miner? I mean, we're doing all this in Java, so it wouldn't be hard at all to port it over to Android.
Okay.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Basically, I'm open since I'm restricted from even going into the office and logging into my work system for 2 weeks, so I have more time to devote to other things. So I can.
Oh well, hey, check out that video. Check out the video I just sent you. Okay. If you want to take a crack at that and put that into a how-to or whatever, or see first if you can duplicate it on your end, And if we want to do that and get that rolled out, that would be awesome. I mean,
That's good.
yeah, this is,
That's my task.
it's one of those things where it's like so much stuff's been going under the hood, and now it's all coming together. So it looks like we've just been, sitting around doing nothing for the last 5 months, and then all of a sudden, there'll be massive strides being made, and it's like, well, we were actually working before, despite what everyone thinks.
Yeah, right.
So,
I mean, they don't understand the concept of what we do, and no matter how many times you bring them into the fold, they're like, what's taking so long? We should have had this ICO 4 months ago. And it's like, first of all, the market has changed dramatically since we last started this process, and then all the intricate parts when it comes to setting this thing up. Like, I'm thankful we did go through the low token route, because the jar token would have probably been so much more complex. In the sense that we had no idea what we were stepping into. Whereas now we have a stronger idea what we're dealing with, and we have a better resume we can put together to kind of cut through, So.
no, agreed. Good stuff. Well, guys, thanks for syncing up. We will touch base with everyone on Wednesday. Good job, guys.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, guys.
Hey, Victor.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna hit you up real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.